is Tia, and you've reached my channel here at Calm Creations on YouTube. This is my little space where I share all my crafty bits and pieces and things that I've been up to. So I've got a little bit to show you today, but first of all I wanted to start by sending virtual hugs to Darren, Rainbows and Stitching, Aussie Maria, Judith and Sue. Thank you very much for your comments. I really do appreciate it and love having you come and hang out with me here at Calm Creations. So thank you very much. So let's do our card. We'll start with a mindfulness card, and it is self-care. So make yourself a priority. While as most of us would like to have a well-rounded self-care routine, we struggle to forget the time to better care for ourselves. The key to keeping your self-care practice is finding activities that bring you great joy and reserving time to make them happen. Make self-care a non-reschedulable appointment with yourself. Schedule it in your calendar and set reminders if needed. Well, I suppose that's pretty appropriate because, you know, we're here for stitching and crafting, so that would be my self-care activity. So that is that one. That was the mindfulness card. And the next one is Who Are You? Let's see what we've got in here. So this one is, got that glare. This one is connections. Which people in your life support you the most? Do you spend enough time with them? My family don't really care what I do, so I mean they have to see what I make regardless because I show them. But I would have to say, I don't even know. That's one I have to think about. So that is that one. Right, let's get into what I've been doing. So first of all is my travel stitching, which is Tribal Turtle by Mo's Sale, and I got this on Etsy. And this is my piece that I work on when I'm at work early enough to get some stuff in. Last week was just absolutely nuts. We had stock take at work, so there wasn't a lot of time to, well, do very much. But this is where I'm up to on this piece. So I've filled in a little bit in and around here. So this is on a piece of 14 count hand dyed Ada by Crafted by Juliet. So that is my travel stitching. Okay, so the next piece that I worked on was the piece that I'm doing with the Fat Quarter Shop, and it is Season 2, A Year of Celebrations Continues by Hands On Design. And I finished the August block, and I've now started on the September block. So that is them down there. So I've got dangly thread. Oh, there's a needle. Dangly threads everywhere. Pop that over there. Now, how am I going to do this? Let's fold that up. And fold that down. There we go. So there's all the August block and the little start on September. I don't know if you can see, but look at those little sticky legs on those crows. They are so cute. They're back stitched in one strand, but they're so cute. So now I'm working on the sunflowers, and there's the August block finished with my little consortium. So that is being stitched on a piece of 25 count Dublin linen by Zweigart, and I'm doing that 2/2. Right, so last week I got quite behind, but now I'm caught up and ahead of the game, which isn't very often. So the week, maybe 3 weeks ago, I was meant to stitch on Cozy Cove, which is a dimensions kit with the artwork by Charles Wysocki, and this is, I think it's 18 count Ada. So I got some stitches into this one, and I did some of the dark green and black in through here, and it's 4 strands, so it's 2 of black and 2 of the dark green, but it just gives so much detail, and those treetops are looking pretty good. So I'm happy that I got that done. So that is that piece. Then I had to work on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow, which is this piece, and I'm still working up here in this first block, the haunted house. So I got a bit done on that one. So I did all of these, what are they? Supposed to be flames. It's supposed to be flames coming up through the graveyard. So I just did that little bit along there. So this is a piece of hand dyed Ada that I dyed. It was sky blue, and I dyed it just to give it a bit of a grungy mottled look. So that is that one. And then I had a restart. So I restarted my Mini Sun and Stars by Katrina Kokiotis. It's Heaven and Earth Designs. So I made a restart on this. I didn't like the fabric that I originally started it on, so I ordered some 18 count Easy Guide from JK's Cross Stitch Supply. So I've restarted it, and I've gone with the Royal Rose method. So essentially what I'm hoping, just let me tidy up all these threads because they're everywhere, that it will make it go a bit faster, and essentially it should, because once you get your top rows in, you have all your park threads ready to go for the next 2 rows. So here's my restart on that piece. So what you do is you do 2 squares coming down, and then you check in the next, I think you're only supposed to do 1 square, and if that thread is in that square then you park it down there, but if not you pull it over to here and snip it off, and then you do the whole 2 squares, and then you move on to the next 2 squares and the next 2 squares, and then you end up with all these little cut off threads if they're not in the rows below. And I had them all over here, and I had to call on the stitching gods the other night and find out what to do with them. And so when I spoke to Darren, he said, yep, you just snip them off and they go through to the back. So that's what I did, and that's where we're at so far. So essentially it should go really fast once you get that whole top row of two blocks done, because you've got all your next ones ready to go, so long as you park in the right place. But that is my mini sun and stars by Heaven and Earth Designs. So that is that. Then this week is Strawberry Fields Forever by Blackbird Designs. Now this has a bit of a a backstory. My family, well, my husband and my youngest son are huge Beatles fans, and so was the designer from Blackbird Designs, which is where the name Blackbird came from. It was a Beatles song, and in this series there's 6 charts. I've got them all from the 1967 Magical Mystery Tour. So I will eventually be stitching them all. 2 of my children are named after the Beatles, so that's what inspired this. So here's where I'm up to. I've done part of this one here is, this is the orphanage where John Lennon lived, and Paul McCartney used to come and visit him through the gates, and they used to play through the fence, and when they were small boys. So I've made a start on the orphanage, and I will be doing it as charted. So this is on a piece of 32 count even weave in the colour cream. So that's what I'm working on this week. And then the next week is Lighthouse in a Bottle, and it is by SA Stitch on Etsy, and I'm stitching it on 14 count white Ada. So that, I love white lighthouses. When I was a young girl, living on an island, we used to have to catch the ferry to the mainland, and would go past a lighthouse, and I always used to think of the little man living up there. And so I've only done a tiny bit on this, so this will be next week. So there's my little start. Maybe if we go this way. So there's the top of the cork in the little bottle, and this is on 14 count white Ada. So that's next week's stitching. So it's so good to be all caught up. So where are we? 23. So I've worked on 23 of my whips. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I've got 14 to go. So that means there's about 13 or 14 weeks till Christmas, which is pretty scary. Right, what else? So as we all know, last week Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II passed away, and in commemoration to her life, and I thought I would make something just for myself and her passing. So I had a go at foundation paper piecing. Now it's never ever done this before, and I was probably a little bit ambitious with the piece that I chose, but I think it turned out pretty good. So I made a little Union Jack placemat, mouse pad, mug rug, but I don't know if you can see, it's sort of like galaxy fabric, and I thought that was appropriate because she's now up in the stars, she's twinkling down. And then I put a little hexy label on the back, and it says, "Rest in peace, Your Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, 1926 to 2022, representing Britain around the world." So that's my little quilter piece. I really enjoyed making that, using that foundation paper piecing method. Yeah, I was very happy with it. So that's my little Union Jack. It's from a book called Modern Blocks, and the block was called Just Jack. So that's the original block. I didn't do these parts. I just did the Union Jack in the middle. So that is that little piece. Oh, and I also made, hang on. I made a little pin cushion out of hexagons. So there's my little hexagon pin cushion. So all my accessories in my craft room are pink, black and white. Although my favourite colour is orange. I thought I'd make a little pin cushion. And I put 2 buttons on it just to give it a bit of dimension. But that's my little hexy pin cushion. Because we all need 300 pin cushions, don't we? So that's that. Now, when I was looking for stuff the other day, I found a whole bunch of half-finished projects, stitching projects. So they need to be finished. So every year I make handmade ornaments for my family for the tree. So they don't get to keep them. When I'm gone they can have them. But I found all these half-finished ones. So there's one that is finished. So that is, and then it's got Christmas fabric on the back. So I've done all of these, and I've done baubles with their names on them. Clear baubles, and I've put little polystyrene balls in there and like a Christmas tree. My youngest son's got a little Lego man. And then last year I made some Ray Dunn inspired ornaments. Hang on, I'll grab one. So that's them there, they just hang. Yep, so even the dog gets one. So they are Jenga blocks that I bought from the op shop, from the second-hand shop, and then I've sanded them and painted them with white chalk paint, and then I cut out with my die cutting machine everybody's name, and then I attached a little, what are those things called, eyelet things, and some jute twine. So everybody's got one of those, and I think they're quite cool. They're Ray Dunn inspired, which is very cute. Just a moment. Right, sorry about that wee interruption, folks. So yes, I made one of those for everybody, and then yeah, I found all of these that I need to finish, so they're all stitched, but I just need to sew the bottoms up and add the trim. So I've got a whole bunch of them here that need to be finished, and these are this is Christmas Alphabet by Prairie Schooler. So it's about that time where I need to start thinking about what I'm going to make for this year's ornaments. So yes, but I also found another couple of pieces that I finished, I think it must have been last year, that I still haven't fully finished. So there was Quaker Bat by the Work Basket. Now this is going to be quite hard to finish, because not hard to finish, but hard to find colours to use with it, because I did it in the called for colour, which is a navy blue. You don't find many Halloweeny things in navy blue. So in hindsight I should have stitched it in black, but I didn't. So I've got to finish that, and then this was another one that I finished last year or maybe the year before. This one will be okay to finish. So this was one of, is it Shannon Christine? No, I don't know. Can't remember. I think it was one of her Halloween ones. There was a set of, I think 6. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But that's another one that I need to finish. So, anyway, I have to hurry up before the old boy next door wakes up and starts his lawnmower for the 6th time this week. He mowed them every day last week. But anyway, I think, oh no. So, right, hang on, rewind. My oldest daughter, Spencer's mum, she's just recently bought her first sewing machine, and she's very fast realising that buying fabric is fun, and she started making scrunchies. So she got top marks at high school for sewing, and never pursued it after that, but she's now sewing again. She works at Spotlight as well, not the store where I am, but another one. So she's been buying fabric and making scrunchies. So she sent us a photo last week, and so we all bought some from her. So that's one of Abby's. I've got 2, but I can't find my other one. That's one of Abby's. Abby bought a couple. That's Peppa Pig, and I bought a Halloween one and a Pusheen one, but I can't find my Pusheen one. So that is her sewing. So I'm very proud of her picking up that again, and she will understand the fabric addiction if she isn't already. Oh, so I've done a bit on my crochet. Look at me, I was ready to say goodbye and I haven't even finished. So I've done a little bit more on my blanket. So last time I think you saw it, I had part way done some of the grey blocks of colour. So I finished that one, and I'm starting on another cream block. So there's where that's at the moment. So I do that when Spencer's here, because it's easy to, you know, pick up and put down and not have to think about it. And he got very sick and ended up in hospital, but he's okay now. So that was a bit of a worry, but he's back to his normal cheeky self. And then this is my other granddaughter's blanket that I'm working on. It's getting there. I'm just probably about halfway through that last ball, and then I'll put a border on it. These will be going, this one will be going to New Zealand. My husband and kids are going on holiday at the beginning of October. He's taking them back to New Zealand for a holiday, so I'm not going, but he's going to be taking the granddaughter's presents back with him to give to them. And then I've done a little bit on my sock knitting too, which is, it's called the Vanilla Sock by Crazy Sock Lady on Etsy and YouTube. So I'm just, I think I've done another 10 rows. So that's another quick and easy one. If you're not following Aussie Maria on Instagram, she is the sock queen. She just turns them out like nobody's business. So mine's taking forever and a day. But now I think that's it. I think we're done. I hope you all have a wonderful crafty week. Thank you very much for coming and spending some time with me. I really do appreciate it, and seeing all the bits and pieces and things that I've been up to, and I will see you all again next week. Thank you. Bye.